Rules of Katakana Part 1. From the YouTube channel Saral Japani, I, Sujoy Chatterjee, welcome you to this series of Japanese lessons for beginners. Today, here is lesson 13 for you, Rules of Katakana Part 1. In the last two lessons, that is lesson 11 and 12, we have learned about the Katakana script. Today, we are going to continue with Katakana and know about various rules involved in writing this script. Lesson 13, Rules of Katakana Part 1. Friends, this is the Katakana chart, which you must be familiar by now. If not, then I would highly recommend you to revisit my last two videos of this series, that is the videos of lesson 11 and 12, and then come back to this lesson 13, because that will form the foundation for today's lesson. Okay, so let's begin today's lesson with introduction. Katakana script is used to write words that have foreign origin, that is to write the non-Japanese words or the words that have been imported in Japanese language from foreign languages. Katakana has the same sounds as hiragana. The difference between the two is in the script or the alphabets, that is the way they are written. So this means in the Japanese sound system, the sounds are common whether we write it in hiragana or in katakana. However, in the modern system, few new sounds have been introduced in katakana so that the foreign language words can be pronounced or written more accurately. Only knowing katakana alphabets is not enough to be able to write foreign words correctly in Japanese. So this means there are certain rules that need to be kept in mind or to be followed while converting foreign words to Japanese using this katakana script. And this lesson is all about it. So rule number one, the generic rule. Spelling conversion from foreign word to Japanese or katakana word is primarily based on pronunciation and not on the actual foreign spelling of the word. Thus, it depends on the person how he pronounces the foreign language word. As for example, people in some countries pronounce all the G sounds in the words as G sound, while in other countries people pronounce it as G and J as applicable in context of a particular word. Thus, the accuracy of the katakana word will depend on the ability of the person to accurately pronounce the foreign word. Or in other words, we can also say that there is nothing right or wrong in katakana. It all depends upon how we pronounce a particular word. And katakana word will be based on the pronunciation and not on the spelling of the word. The next rule that needs to be kept in mind is about the limitations that we have in Japanese. In Japanese, except for the character N or N, every character has a vowel attached to a consonant. This means we cannot write a Japanese sound without adding a vowel sound to the consonant. That means consonants are not independent in Japanese. So look at these three words, Japan, London, and Spain. So here we see that the N letter, it is not associated with a vowel sound. As we can see here, this is ja, pa, n. So n is independent here. Similarly in Rondon, and this is Spain. So there is no vowel sound attached to these n sounds. Otherwise, in all other sounds, there is a vowel attached to the consonant in Japanese. Where there should be two consecutive consonants in foreign word, there is a vowel in between them in the Japanese form of the word. So this is what I was talking about, that we cannot write a consonant independently in Japanese without inserting a vowel. So Japanese has only 5 vowel sounds and a very limited set of consonants. This makes it difficult to convert foreign words to Japanese without impacting the pronunciation. So the rule is that the closest sounds are chosen while converting a foreign word into Japanese. Rule number 3 is the extended vowel sound. What is that? Let's see. In hiragana, an extended vowel sound is expressed by writing the additional vowel sound. All the five vowel sounds may be additionally written. So what does this mean? Let's see. Let's look at some examples. Now there is a word obasan where we can see that this a sound is an extended sound of this ba, obasan. Similarly, Tokyo, Ryu, E, Ie. So in each of these words, we have some additional vowels which have been used to express an extended sound. So this is hiragana. Now in katakana, for writing foreign words of similar extended vowel sounds, what rule is applicable? Let's see. In katakana, an extended vowel sound is expressed by writing a symbol which looks somewhat like the dash. It's longer than the dash in English, and it is called choon. It is used to extend the vowel sound that comes before it. So in hiragana, we can write each of the five vowel sounds as the extended sound, but in katakana, we have this only one symbol which is used for extending any of the vowel sounds. So these are few examples: beer, coffee, Beethoven, and Argentina. So you can see that wherever the extended vowel is needed, this dash sign has been used. So don't worry about how these words have been written in katakana, because these are also guided by some rules which we shall be discussing later in this lesson. So for the time being, just keep this in mind that to write an extended vowel sound in katakana, we use this symbol dash, unlike hiragana, where each of the five vowel alphabets are written. Moving to the next one, which is some new sounds in katakana, which is fa, fi, fe, and fo. Now, Japanese has serious limitation in the number of vowels and consonants, which we have already seen. To make foreign words sound more like their originals in Japanese, new character combinations have been introduced, which were earlier not present in the traditional Japanese alphabet system. For example, the Japanese katakana had this single line ha, hi, fu, he, ho. This means there was not a separate line for ha and a separate line for fa sounds, but both were combined into a single line ha hi fu he ho. So this means that there was no hu sound and no fa fi fe fo sounds. So it was really very difficult to spell foreign words as these sounds were abundant in most of the foreign languages. So what we did in Japanese, in the modern katakana system, they have introduced these four new sounds: fa, fi, fe, and fo. So how these sounds will be formed, let us look at the rules. So here you can see fa is formed by the blending of fu and a sounds. So as the rule applies for blending sounds in Japanese, we write the main sound in full size and the supporting vowel sound as the half size. So this is fu, this is a. So this becomes fa. Fu plus a becomes fa. Similarly, fi is formed by joining fu and e. So this is fu, this is e. This becomes fi. Then we have fe sound, which is formed by fu and a. And finally, we have fo sound, which is formed by fu and o. Still, many people write coffee as kohi instead of kofi. So this is the traditional way of writing coffee in Japanese, and this is the modern way of writing coffee in Japanese. Next rule, rule number 5, is again few new sounds: ti, tu, we, we, wo. Since there is chi and tu, sorry, chi and tsu instead of ti and tu in traditional system, ti and tu have been introduced in modern katakana using the same blending sounds. So ti plus e becomes ti and to plus u becomes tu. So mind these two lines. So it's not the same. It's te plus e becomes t and to plus u becomes tu. Unlike the previous slide where we have seen that for each of these fi, fu, fe, fo, we have the fa sound blending with the four vowel sounds. Fa, fi, fe, fo. For each of these, we use fu sound combining with the other four vowel sounds to form fa, fi, fe, fo. But here, T is formed by te and tu is formed by to. T plus e is t. Sorry, te plus e is t and to plus u is tu. The use of both forms chi, tsu and ti, tu are correct. Likewise, original katakana has only wa. There are no vi, vu, ve, wo sounds. Modern system has introduced new characters for vi, ve, and vo. So let us see how these vi, ve, and vo sounds are formed. V is formed by U and E. Ve is produced by U and A, and Vo is produced by U and O. So this is very important to note that we are not using Va sound, which is existent in traditional system, to make any of these blended sounds. Instead, we are using U sound as the main sound, and we are blending it with E, A, and O sounds. So these are written in half the size. So V is basically is we. Ve is basically we, and vo is basically wo. Next is rule number 6, which is again three new sounds, she, che, and j. Originally, Japanese katakana had sa, shi, su, se, so, and the three blends as sha, shu, sho. Then we have ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and the three blends cha, chu, cho. And then we have za, ji, zu, ze, zo, and the three blends ja, ju, jo. So this means there are no she, che, and j sounds. Now, foreign words have she, che, and j sounds in abundance. Hence, there was a need to accommodate these sounds in Japanese sound system. And so these three sounds have been included in modern katakana. And she is formed by blending she with a. J is formed by blending G and A, and J is formed by blending G with A. And the same rule is followed for writing it. This is she A, this is G A, and this is G A. So this is she, J, and J. So we shall be applying all these newly formed sounds in the words which we will form in katakana, and this we will be doing in lesson number 15. So before that, the lesson 13 and 14 will take you through all these rules that we need to keep in mind for forming words in katakana. The next rule is R sound after a vowel. So this is very, very important. R sound after a vowel. For foreign words containing an R sound after a vowel, the katakana word doesn't contain a ru for it. So as we know that there needs to be a vowel after each consonant in Japanese. But in case the foreign word contains an R sound after a vowel, then the corresponding katakana word will not have a ru instead of in place of that ra sound, but simply it will be an extended vowel sound in continuation of the previous consonant sound. So let's see how this works. For example, the word mark. So one may think that it will be written as maruku in Japanese, maruku, but that is not correct. It will be written as maku, maku. So as we see here, this is A is vowel and after that we have R. So in such a case, the R sound will get extended and there will not be any alphabet for ra in the Japanese word. So mark becomes maku. Berger becomes Bajar. Birmingham becomes Birmingham. Fork becomes Foku. See here, Fork. So this is a vowel and it is followed by R. So here we have O followed by an extended sound for O. So fork becomes foku. Turkey becomes taki. Member becomes memba. So this is another good example where at the end we have ER. So E is followed by this R sound. So R will not be written. It is memba. So this is a very, very important rule. And you will find this kind of application in most of the words, especially in the English words. The next rule is replacement of V by B sound. In Japanese, since there is no sound for V and also for bh sound, the nearest sound is assumed to be those of B sound. Hence, va, vi, vu, ve, vo or bha, bhi, bhu, bhe, bho are replaced by ba, bi, bu, be, bo sounds in Japanese. So, for example, if the name in like the foreign word is Vietnam, then in Japanese it will become Vietnam. Video, it will become video. Volvo, it will become Borubo, and ovule will become Oburu, Oburu, video. So simply you have to replace the V sounds with B sounds. So this was rule number 8. Then we have the ninth rule when no vowel after D and T. So when there is no vowel after D or T, then we need to replace those sounds with do and to in Japanese respectively. For example, we have the English word dress. So in Japanese, it will be written as doresu. See, the D is followed, is not followed by a vowel sound. There are two consonants D and R. So in place of D, it will be do. So dress will become doresu. So and it will be pronounced as doresu. Drama, dorama. So it becomes dorama. Respond, resupondo. This is resupondo. So it becomes resupondo. Hard, hado. Amendment, amendomento. Amendomento. So amendomento. Candle, canderu. Candero. Card, cardo. So you can see that in each of these words, when D and T are not followed by vowels in English, in Japanese words, they will be written as do or to. So some for a few more examples, test will be written as tesuto, testo. Contact, kontakuto, contacto. Fact, fakuto. See here, the word fact will be written as fakuto, fakuto, facto. Poultry, poruteri, poruteri, poruteri. Trial, toriairo, toriairo. Trinidad, torinidadu, torinidado. So this is a very good example where we have both T and D not followed by any vowels. So here T is not followed by a vowel and the last D is not followed by a vowel. So Trinidad will be Torinidado, Torinidado. Or if we like when we pronounce it, it will be Torinidado. So this was rule number 9 and this was equally important. Then we have the next rule, rule number 10, when there is no vowel sound after J. In that case, what we have to do in Japanese word? When there is no vowel sound after J, they are replaced with G. So earlier we have seen in the last slide that if it is D and T, it will be do and to. But if it is J or if it is J sound not followed by a vowel, then it will be replaced with G. Examples, orange, it will be orangi. orange, strange, sutorenji, sutorenji. So sutorenji, lounge, rounji, judgment, judgmento, judgmento, grudge, guruji, 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 guruji. Beverage will be bebureji, bebureji. So in each of these words, we say that there is a j sound. It's not necessary that the alphabet will be j. The sound should be j sound, which is produced by this ge in each of these words. So in such cases, when there is a j sound without following a vowel, in that case, the Japanese word will be having G sound. So orange becomes orangi, strange becomes storenji, lounge becomes rounji, judgment becomes judgmento, grudge becomes guruji, and beverage becomes bebureji. So friends, we have seen 10 rules of writing or forming words in katakana. So there are total 20 rules, of which 10 we have seen today, and the remaining 10 are all these which we'll be seeing in the next lesson. So these remaining 10 rules are: treatment of ache sound as in cake, treatment of all other consonants that are not followed by a vowel, treatment of la and ra sounds, treatment of c or c sounds, treatment of t and tu sounds, treatment of soft th sound, treatment of hard th sound, treatment of v, woo, way, and wo sounds, treatment of short vowel followed by a consonant, and treatment of the y sound. So we will see all these rules in the next lesson of this series. So we come to an end of today's lesson 13. So keep learning and see you in the next lesson, lesson 14. So till then, goodbye, take care, sayonara.